Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris in our Song of the Stars series. It has been a solid 2 months since we played any Song of the Stars on the channel. I am really excited to get back to this series, but first, just in case you're jumping in with episode 21 and don't necessarily feel like going back and watching, the first 20, I'm going to try and give you a quick primer so that you can feel a little bit caught up on what we're doing. And then, of course, at your leisure, you can still go back and watch some of the episodes if you like. But let me break down what we're doing with this series as quickly as possible. First of all, as a quick technical note, when we started out this series, we were playing in version 1.3, which was the Heinlein patch for Stellaris. Now, of course, we are playing in the most recent version, so there's all kinds of new stuff. It's 1.4.1, the Kennedy patch, along with some actual story content that was written by, I believe it's Alexis Kennedy. I might be butchering the first name there. It's definitely an Alex of some kind, I think. But yeah, he wrote a new story branch, or possibly a couple of story branches for the patch, which is why the patch was named for him. And then there was some additional content written as well. We are playing as the voices, and I will show you the description of the voices. If you want to pause it and read it, feel free. I'm not going to read it myself because that was done in the beginning of the series. But this is a custom race that I made myself for this series. And the idea behind Song of the Stars was really to kind of play Stellaris, yes, but also to kind of tip my hat and give a little bit of a nod to all of the viewers on my channel who are organization freaks, who enjoy watching me play, whether it's a strategy game like Stellaris or Total War, or a survival game like The Long Dark. And what they enjoy, counter to what other people may enjoy, are the specific motions that I go through, just the things that I do, not necessarily the mundane elements and the boring elements, but the minutia, the way that I organize little tiny details. And of course, Paradox strategy games are all about the little tiny details. But I thought it would be cool to do an entire series that was focused on empire building rather than on aggressive conquest, which is not to say that we're not going to get into any fights, because that's just not the case. I'm going to close this just so you can see kind of who is up against our space. We are rivals with these guys. So we actually will be going to war fairly soon, because one thing that we did in the beginning of this game was we said we wanted a minimal AI presence. Not only is this an empire building type game, but the way that we created that was, I am way past, I think I said I was going to take 60 seconds, or at least that's what I was thinking. But I'm way past that. But let me finish with this, and then I'll jump into the episode. So what I did in the beginning of the game was I set up as few AI empires as I could possibly set up. If I could have said 0, I would have done it. Now, if you've played Stellaris long enough, you know that doesn't actually mean that there are no AI. That just means that all of the races that you might encounter in the game are emergent races that pop up from proto-civilizations that exist in the galaxy. So that's what's happened. And now there are a couple of smaller races that are actually fairly close to me. And there's also these guys. This is a fallen empire here, so I have to be a little bit more careful around them. But there are a couple of smaller races, including this rival faction of ours. It's not a faction of ours at all, but it's a rival civilization that we're going to need to take down somewhat quickly. So let me get my bearings again. I've got a couple of fleets. It's been so long. It's been 2 months. There was a lot of Long Dark content to cover, and the Revenge of Antares content came out from Master of Orion. So it was just, I kind of had a bit of a pivot, if you will. All right, so we've got 34 ships in... Or do we? Wait a minute. From what I'm reading here, this is 5 and 8 and 5 and 8. So I'm trying to remember. Oh, okay. That's the naval capacity usage, not the number of ships. Okay. Pardon me while I remember what all these what these tiny little interface details mean as I get back into this. So let's see. We can keep our fleets there for now. What's this construction ship up to? I just basically need to get up to date with all of my current ships. You're not doing anything, and you should be doing something. But the question is, oh man, I'm trying to use different controls. We've got a construction ship here that appears to be heading for Anjetinar. Yes, I remember watching the previous episode and giving that order, so that's fine. Why don't you come build mining stations? Or is that what you're doing? That's what you're doing. Okay, so in that case, why don't you come over here? All right, Lachium's not in our territory. Okay. Kosk. Build mining stations here. You're going to have to go all the way around to do that, but that's fine. We have a science ship over here that's hanging out. We just encountered the very first, I believe the very first, of the, what are they called? Enclaves. Enclave stations. So this was added in the, not the Kennedy patch, but the Heinlein patch, I believe, or possibly even before it. No, it was Heinlein. It's been so long, I can't quite recall. But the purpose of this particular enclave is commerce. They will trade minerals or energy credits. So think Sins of a Stolar Empire black market. That's exactly what these guys are. And then, of course, once I've traded with them for a little bit, they will be interested in strategic resources. Strategic resource trades. They need to have opinion plus 50 of us. So we could totally trade for... Interesting. Yeah, see, we're not at our cap. We were interested in something else. Hang on. We would like to trade for... Yeah, we want to trade for minerals. Okay, and now I'm reading it correctly. So let's say I want 1,000. This is going to bring up a lot more opinion. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So now we're at our cap there. Now, here's what's interesting. We can now say that we want to trade for energy credits. Yeah, see, this is kind of funny. I'm getting the opinion bonus and not really changing too much what's going on up here. So we are interested in something else. Now they should be interested in strategic resources. So what do we... That was a little bit exploity of me. But anyway, Brigand Spice is our most prized commodity. It is renowned throughout the galaxy for its distinct flavor, which is unlike any other. We sell it only to our most valued trading partners, among which we count the Voices. Thank you. If you can meet our modest price, we are willing to export Brigand Spice to you for a period of 10 standard years. We want to buy your spice. Oh yeah, we can definitely afford it. So this will improve their opinion of us, and we get Brigand Spice, which grants happiness plus 5. Oh, nice. That might help with our slaves. So the Voices are kind of horrible, and they have conquered a couple of minor civilizations and enslaved a few. So there has been an extermination in this series. Yes, there has. And there has been at least 3 conquerings of minor races and enslavements of those races. Maybe at least 2. My memory's a little fuzzy. Again, it's been 2 months. We've been playing lots of Master of Orion and lots of The Long Dark. But you will not be sorry unless you consume too much spice, of course. Okay, we're interested in something else. Nothing for now. Goodbye. So now they have a very good opinion of us. And that situation has been resolved. But the reason we actually came over here is one of our science ships. I'll tell you what, just go back to automatic exploration. I don't know why you were idling, but you need to not be idling. Okay, now over here, speaking of idling... Okay, we're investigating this anomaly now, right? Good. All right, let's go ahead and speed up the game. We're going to go on speed 2 for a bit. This is a stellar shrine. Actually, hang on. Let's remind ourselves what's going on with this. The temple holding the Undaunted Shrine is, true to the myth surrounding him, filled with contraptions of indeterminate origin and purpose. A far cry from the simple puzzle boxes and tests of strength that once filled his temples on blank. Here his holy tests will truly only be read by the worthy. All right, so this is what's currently being researched. It's going to be done in 40 days. Looks like it's a percentage point per day here, so I guess it's a 100-day project. Anomaly found. Something moves with near purpose down on Cadria 3. Let's head over there then. Go ahead and research that, please. And then survey the rest of the system. So we do have a science ship out here. Ooh, this is a tropical world. Ooh, the voices could definitely populate that. We have a science ship kind of investigating this outer arm of the galaxy and looking for populable, colonizable worlds. After days of activities that can best be termed fiddling, Science Officer Milas Evola has retrieved the Doctrine of the Undaunted, a textile scroll coated with a sturdy plastic polymer. Fascinating. Our new settlements on Nalfang have come into contact with the primitive Stone Age aliens native to this world. There have already been several violent confrontations, and we need to establish a policy on how to deal with them. We can fortify our settlements into enclaves and limit them to remote regions where few aliens live. This will severely limit the land typos and resources available to our colonists. Another option is to relocate the aliens to special reservations where they can be kept isolated from the rest of the colony. This will still limit the available land, but not nearly to the same extent. So we can enslave the savages, make them work for us, which would be consistent with our past actions. We've been truly horrible. We can herd them onto reservations, or we can limit our settlements. Let's do the reservations approach on Nalfang. And where's Nalfang exactly? It's here in Fengnar. The survey of terraforms revealed that certain regions of the planet are home to a primitive alien proto-civilization. So there's proto-civilizations all over the place. The galaxy is replete with life. Alright, so Nalfang has been founded. They have Stone Age primitives here. This is the colony we just dealt with a choice on. And that's in the Fengnar system. So, is that within our current... No, it's not. We're above the limit, which is reducing our monthly influence and energy credits. Our influence, we really can't afford to have that kind of a reduction right now. So... let's see, what options do we have here? We have... I guess there needs to be a new sector over here, starting with Fengnar. I feel like I had a plan for that, though. I feel like I was going to put Fengmar in the core sector and maybe give Saramor? No, that's 2 planets. What about Duranma? Now this is Naldaran and Daran Met, which is Voices Ease for the second planet in the Duranma system. I've been coming up with a numbering system that's unique to the voices throughout the series, which is fun. I do need to deal with this. I guess I need to do a new sector. I don't like that idea, though. I feel like I had another... Hang on. I feel like I had another solution in mind. Manifest Destiny is going to give us improved border range. Change research. Habitability. Okay, battleships. All right. That's going to be exciting when that goes, because then our borders are going to expand naturally by a good amount. 20%. That's a rare tech. I don't like the idea of making another new sector, especially... I don't know. I just like the idea of all of these planets being in our home system. In our home sector right next to the Uko Praknar Watchers. I want to have control over all these colonies in case anything were to ever go wrong. What about Rabanok? Do we have anything here? No, we don't. What about Eulasia? Nal Eulaz is here. I could transfer Nal Eulaz to another sector, but I wouldn't like that very much either. That would make that would also make Sekhmet, a little play on the Egyptian god's name there. That would make that sector particularly powerful. And they don't have issues right now, but they could. Fine. I'll make a new sector. Fine. I don't like this, but I have no choice. I'm getting penalties from being over the command point limit, and I need to change that. Let's create a new sector with Fangnar. Okay, and then I need to add some systems to it. Okay. So this system is called Nalfang. So this is going to be Sec Fang, really, or yeah. Or perhaps let's do Seknar. There we go. Oh, cool, it automatically updates now. It didn't do that before, but now they've fixed that. That's awesome. Good for you guys. All right, so now I'm pretty sure I've got all of my possible leaders. Hang on, let's have a look at our leaders. No, actually I have room for 4 more, so I could assign some governors if I wanted to. All right, close. And let's resume. All right, that solved that problem. Kind of. I didn't want to set up another sector, but there it is. Hey! One species native to Kodria 3 has, according to the Lum Leo orbiting the planet, achieved a tentative mastery of the planet. Science Officer Sturpius Kavivan proposes that that name cracks me up every time, proposes that we should monitor their development closely and maybe even help them along if possible. Something to keep in mind for the future. Sure. How are you doing over here? This is where that discovery was made. There's a bunch of planets in this system. This bodes well. We've got some colonizing to do up here. There's also a tundra world here that could be habitable. Oh, we have work to do. All right, so speaking of that, hang on, what's this science ship doing? Research project in system. Okay, Saramet has finished its surface construction queue. So we are looking into the Infinity Machine here. Not something you really want to mess with. Oh, we have a new colony ship. Where was I going to send you? And who is on you?
Anomaly found.
There are signs of activity by an ancient precursor civilization on this inhospitable rock in Kodria. Okay, research it then. Ooh, it would take way too much influence to colonize that. Okay, that's better. Yeah, because these planets are so distant, it's going to take a little bit of effort to get colonies established here. It's going to take a lot of command points. Cool, a Voltom observatory. An ancient Voltom observatory has been found on the surface of Kodria Za, or perhaps it's Kodria 10A. The Kodria system is fairly distant from the region of space where the Voltom originated, and this facility appears to have been primarily used for the observation of their own stars. We've gone over the observatory's surviving data, but there are no clues as to what exactly the Voltom were searching for in their observation. Interesting. Okay.
Research complete.
Let's pause for a second, find out what's going on. Observatory. Yeah, research that, please. That scientist is of the appropriate skill. Cool, Manifest Destiny finished, and there is definitely an immediate boost to our borders. That's great to see. We're now butting up against. It's probably not good. Hopefully, they won't be too mad at us. This is a spiritual fallen empire, so what I'm hoping is that they are not too aggressive about our border growth. That they're not too frustrated with us about that. Let's manage the sector here and add a few more systems to it. I guess I'll go ahead and add this one as well. And then Sek Karen also needs some work. Nice. Close. That actually might make it easier to justify that colony, since the borders are now closer. No, it's still the same. That's a shame. Okay, so now we have a new research option to pick out. Wow. Okay, army upkeep minus 10%. That is always tempting, especially when it's that cheap. Let's go for it. It's only going to take 14 months. It'll be done a little bit over a year. It will be good. No questions asked. Especially since we're probably going to go to war with these guys pretty soon. I mean, we're rivals with them. So we're already kind of beating the war drums simply by existing. Okay, now remind me why these systems are highlighted. Takharam and Tau Cygni. I'm guessing it's related to... It's not a precursor thing. It's not solar coordinates. By the way, this was cool. We basically found one of the Voyager probes, and we know that Earth is somewhere on the opposite side of the galaxy. If you want to see where it is, it's all the way over here, which is appropriate because this is about where Earth would be in the actual Milky Way. So we are in the Milky Way galaxy, and we're just on the opposite side of it. And we're a precursor race, so who knows how advanced the humans will be when we get to it. But they're there. Like, we are there. But the voices are over here. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the distant future of the series. So, alright, shrines to the old gods. First likely shrine location. Okay. Let's see. I want to make a note of something real quick. Okay. I'm confused. This is a science ship. I should be getting options for exploration. Unless it's already been done. Tell you what, let's upgrade you. Because you need to be upgraded regardless. Alright, so this colony ship is heading over here to Iflor. We don't have the command points, and we won't for a while to colonize. How's the observatory project coming? Very slowly. It's at 55% at the moment. And we're at second speed, so it's going slowly, definitely. Okay, this upgrade is done.
System survey complete.
We have detected the presence of a pre-space alien civilization on Drogana in the Atmir system. There is evidence that they have harnessed the power of the atom, and nuclear weapons may be prolific among their many divided nation-states. The possibility of a sudden self-inflicted extinction event is high. We should consider building an observation post above their world. So this is the Zeppa Dragon civilization. Where are you? Okay, they're over here. Looks like we found another couple of worlds we can colonize over here. So there's definitely room for us to expand in this direction. I can send some colony ships down this way and expand out this way. This is, oh my gosh. We have so much room. We're just going to try and go this way and hopefully not encounter anyone boxing us in over here. We need to get a few more colony ships started. Hang on. Okay, a small mural is one of the observatories. I thought... Okay, it's supposed to be paused. Alright, 3 things that I've got to go for right now. That I've got to go through. The metallic orb... Excuse me, the metallic orb has been opened up. Our hacking team has been able to use the outgoing signal as a gateway into one of the auxiliary CPUs of the sphere. We are receiving some data from it and can tell that it's been scanning the black hole Gargantua for a very long time. It is old. Very old. This constant calculator now lies within our grasp of understanding. If we push harder, we might find out what it's doing here and who built it. What marvels might it contain? Let's contact the main processor unit. Let's not do any hacking. I don't want to piss it off. Let's contact it. Hello, hello. Nice to meet you. Hello? It is quite enjoyable to pass the time with pleasantries, is it not? We hope the rest of your kind is not like you were when you did not take kindly to small talk. You see, we don't get to enjoy conversation much anymore. Few are well versed enough with the finer points of quantum programming to reach us. So thank you. We are the Infinity Machine. Your words, not ours. Or has that not happened yet? Either way, it will eventually. Trust us. How should we respond? We wish to know your purpose here. We are calculating infinity, no more, no less. Or actually, it is way more and way less. That's the problem right there. We understand that your manner of life form won't understand, but that's all right. You never will, and we apologize. Or maybe we will do, eventually. We are here to solve the infinity conundrum, the last calculation to ever be, the lone problem to take hold of our processors for more than a fraction of a galactic year. In case you haven't discovered that calendar yet, it's a very long time. For your kind, that is. How should we respond? Can we assist in your research? Perhaps. We could finish about 7.51 times 10 to the negative 9%. If we could borrow your most advanced processing unit. As well as your brightest minds. We would be satisfied in finishing faster. We wish to know the answer. That's freaking funny. So basically, we're not going to make a dent. Like, even a little bit. Well, yes, a little bit. But a very, very little bit. So, let's allocate resources to them. You already did, or maybe that was the ones who came before. It matters not. The task shall finish. We are excited. Oh, it's awesome. Okay, now here's item number 2. The archaeological dig on Cadria 10A, or Cadria Za, whichever it is, has uncovered a small mural in one of the observatory's dust-covered smaller chambers. It seems to depict several different constellations, possibly as they would appear if viewed from the Voltom homeworld. Our astronomers have not been able to identify the individual stars. An interesting find. The galaxy presents enough threats without having to worry about a war between the Voices and the Spire Foundation. We suggest entering into a non-aggression pact to mutually secure peace. Agreed. Let's make a non-aggression pact with them, because we're going to go to war with them. And we are also 28 minutes into this episode, so I will go ahead and cut this one here. And in the next one, we are going to possibly see what happened with that, as well as see what's going on with the Infinity Machine, because it's hilarious. And then we're going to keep moving this way with our colonies, and maybe try to set one up here as well. It's just, it takes a lot of influence, so I may end up having to withdraw this colony ship and bring them down here. But anyway, since we are just jumping back into Song of the Stars in literally, for the first time in 2 months, please feel free to ask questions, leave comments, let me know what your thoughts are, or just if you are wondering what the heck is going on. I am also trying to get caught up in my own way, because I haven't played this save in a while. So, believe me, questions will be welcome, but I will go ahead and cut this one here. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video, and subscribe to follow along. New episodes with a science fiction, simulation, or survival flair air every day at 6 Eastern Time on the channel. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.